Our 56th and brand new frame has just been unleashed to the world of Warframe, and I gotta say, move over nuke builds, welcome Dante. Matt Goes Buck here, and today we're going to talk about Warframe's new frame, Dante. This is definitely one of the best new frames out of the gate we have had in quite a while. Dante provides amazing survivability for you and your allies, can nuke entire rooms, and stack some pretty nasty bleed damage. So I'm sure a lot of people are bouncing around looking for that Dante build and most likely watched a few videos before you landed on this one. This will be short, sweet, and to the point. Dante stacks decent overguard for you and your teammates while dropping bombs on entire rooms. Everything else about Dante is nice, but nuking is probably why you're here. Dante is a very interesting frame. You basically do combos with his book that creates different results. Your first ability, the book itself, is an exalted weapon, Noctua. I don't tend to use the book a lot, so I'm not going to focus too much time on it. If I was going to subsume over an ability, it would definitely be Dante's one, and I'd most likely put Roar there. The second ability is your Light Verse. Casting Light Verse grants Overguard and extra health. Casting it again grants even more Overguard. And if you do 2 Light Verse casts followed by your fourth ability, Final Verse, you get a bunch more Overguard, and kills and assists briefly regenerate Overguard. The amount of Overguard and its cap is tied to ability strength. I'm sitting at 324% strength, and my Overguard cap is 48,600. Dante's third ability is Dark Verse. Dark Verse on its own is pretty cool. It inflicts slash damage, which obviously deals bleed damage. Now here's the fun part. How to nuke. Dealing 2 Dark Verses in a row followed by Final Verse creates Tragedy, which can nuke entire rooms. Tragedy reads as follows. 2 Dark Verse casts in succession attacks enemies. Any damage over time they have suffered accumulates in a single blast. So the combo to nuke is third ability, fourth ability. We obviously covered the fourth ability, Final Verse, which is how you complete your ability combos. Your fourth ability really acts as a fifth and sixth ability, as there are 2 more combos that I did not talk about. Casting 1 Light Verse and 1 Dark Verse will spawn a copy of your book Noctua, which matches its attack with that of its designated ally. And casting 1 Dark Verse followed by 1 Light Verse casts Page Flight, which summons these birds that draws aggro from enemies and makes them vulnerable to status chance. Now let's jump into Dante and how to mod him. Brief or Sprite in the Aura slot for a little bit of shield gating since you will be casting a lot of abilities. You can also go with Growing Power here as well. Power Drift in the Exilus slot for extra ability strength. Equilibrium for help with energy management. Adaptation just in case you get caught with your Overguard down. Blind Rage, Umbral, Intensify, and Transient Fortitude to push your ability strength. Augur Reach for shields and for ability range. Continuity to offset Transient Fortitude, and Prime Flow so you'll be comfortably spamming those spells. Molt Augmented is your first Arcane for even more ability strength, and your second Arcane is really preference. For your Archon Shards, you really want to run at least 1 Amber Archon Shard for casting speed. You can run a second casting speed shard, however, I opted to go with an Amber Shard with 30% max energy is filled on spawn so you can cast a few spells at the start of a mission. For the 3 remaining shards, I would go with Crimson for ability strength. Which brings us to our Exalted Noctua, which, as I said earlier, I don't use too much, so I will just drop how I have it modded on the screen. I haven't done too much testing with it, and I might swap it out for Roar anyhow. There is not much else that goes into affecting how Dante's nuke works. Just cast at least 2 consecutive Dark Verses followed by a Final Verse to watch the room drop. Reminder that this combo reads as any damage over time the enemy has suffered accumulates in a single blast. If you like this video, drop a heart, don't forget to subscribe, and turn those notifications on. See you next time.